excited about showing up here. And look, it's the gang, the geek gang. That's right, you're all geeks, man. We are today doing this month in the world of marketing, and because there's some really interesting website news, Greg, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what's going on with websites?
Hey everybody, my name is Greg. I work at Original 72 Creative, and we're a full service website graphic design digital marketing firm in Vancouver. And the big news as of yesterday was that the release of WordPress 6 has come out.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, before
the
we get into
impro-
that, let's go around. Rena's social today. That's right. Rena, introduce yourself, and then I don't know what Phelan does.
Thanks. Pip, I'm Rena from Little Works Indie Media. We run a little boutique digital marketing company in Vancouver. And before we get too far, I think there's a little tech issue. So, Pip, there's a huge echo on you.
Okay.
Do you have a door open or something to?
I will close it. Thank you.
Okay.
You also need headset.
Uh,
All right, let's test that.
Solving the world's problems.
Oh, yeah, that's better. Yay. Woohoo.
Awesome. Thank you for the sound check. And so, Rena, did you introduce yourself?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I think it's Phelan's turn now.
Hi, my name's Phelan. I work with Pip at Seymour Digital Media, and today I'm going to be covering the PPC stuff because there's big announcements that came from Google with their Google Marketing conference-y thing.
It's their marketing like IO thing. So Greg, over to you. Tell us the latest news.
yeah, so yesterday the latest version of WordPress 6 was released. So it's a major release. So the suggestion would be to not update until at least I'd say a week, or if another release comes out like a 6.0.1 that fixes a couple of bugs or something. Always good to try to upgrade in a development environment first to see if it affects anything on your site. But if you're not able to do that, definitely wait for another release or an update to this major release. Because oftentimes when these things come out, people will update. They'll identify some bugs that affect things, and they'll very quickly put out a maintenance release that fixes those right away. So you'll see that 6.0.1 or 6.0.2 pretty
That
quickly.
that's when you update to the 6.0, right? You don't
Yeah,
update to the
what I'm saying is don't update to the full release of 6.0
I can tell.
unless you've tested it in your own development environment and confirmed that it won't harm your site in any way. If you can't do that to confirm, wait until there's a 6.0.1 release or a 6.0.2 release, because those minor releases fix a lot of bugs that are typically identified by those early people who like update right away and then see something wrong.
I've broken a site. Who here's broken a site updating plugins? Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't,
Once.
that's
Once.
Oh,
only one.
Once. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Then I just took it off my to-do list and put it on somebody who knows better.
Oh,
Their
I
to-do.
think I remember getting a call from you at some point.
Yep,
yeah.
possibly that was it.
It's so funny. So, and we got into a conversation before this because, yes, we do meet before the live to talk about some things. And we all got deep into the naming conventions of the 6.1.2. It's the decimal plate. No, it's the
Decimal
number
places.
position that
Phelan can explain it quite well, but
uh,
it's something that's been around ever since
Ever.
programming first started.
I thought it was really
Yeah.
interesting to get to understand when the updates happen, what that kind of means by the number.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting to see like what version control and what that's all doing, and it goes basically. A quick summary is change. Second one's a
Oh, we
major
lost your sound
change or
right
a
there.
major update.
Oh, shoot. Is that better?
Did- did-
Am I muted?
No, I just clicked on something to try to change something. That was a
You're
mistake.
good. You just cut out, so just go for it now.
Go for it now. You're
Oh,
back.
okay. I was just going to say that the first position, like the 6, is like that's a breaking change. So expect things to be breaking. That's why Greg's saying like hold off unless you really know. The next one is a major change. So there's a big upgrade, but it shouldn't break anything. And then the other one is a minor upgrade. So yeah, that's what those 3 numbers represent, is that it's like a little change, the changes in it. The based on the position, it's based on how how much things should break based off of it.
And then wasn't there the question right after explaining this of how well does WordPress adhere to that? And both of you said not well.
Not well to adhering to
The
version control.
yeah, to the like because the 6.0 release for WordPress isn't that big of a deal, you were saying. Like there's
Well,
breaking changes.
I'm saying, yeah, from what I have seen is in the 6.0 release, it seems to be a lot of like block UI changes. So, I mean, I haven't gone through the full list of all of the things that they're changing, but they must have deemed it substantial enough because it touches a lot of the user interface for the block editing in WordPress.
Hmm.
Is my guess, because that there's been a lot of changes and enhancements to that functionality.
Ah, okay. So stay tuned. Don't update your WordPress site, but know there's an update. I like that. Hey, Rena, you got social stuff? Because
Yeah, I
yeah.
do have actually quite a bit of social stuff to tell you the truth. One, I wanted to start with this hilarious thing that's not super social, but it was definitely what do you call it? A when people get mad at you on social, it was a blowback. That's what it was. So,
Mm.
Walmart, in its infinite wisdom, um, launched an ice cream flavor called Juneteenth. Now, for my Canadian friends who might not be familiar with Juneteenth, Juneteenth is an American holiday that celebrates the emancipation of slaves, and it happens in June, and they call it Juneteenth Day, and lots of great celebrations out there for Juneteenth. But this was definitely not a particularly great idea for Walmart online. It was considered fairly tone deaf and inappropriate. At best, it was called appropriation, and at worst, it was just completely. I can't remember. At worst, I can't even use the words. So it was a bad idea. They pulled the flavor immediately due to the response, which I think is the smartest thing. So when you're ever thinking of utilizing a holiday day, commemorative day of any kind, make sure that you're really doing the research and you've got diversity and inclusion in your sphere of influence so that you're actually pitching these ideas to people that would have a diverse understanding of the days and what it actually means to people. So that's the first one,
That's
and
huge.
yeah, it was pretty big. If you go on Twitter and look under hashtag Juneteenth, it's pretty remarkable. So that couldn't go without mentioning. Now, the other thing that happened this month happened a little bit earlier in the month, and the Social Examiner has launched its 2022 social media report, and
Ooh.
there's just a few highlights. So I'll get the link because the link that I have seems to be broken for some reason right now, but I'll put the link in the comments below a little bit later today. Some of the highlights include Facebook is declining, which we all kind of know. Organic is doing pretty poor. So, and please remember that organic is not paid. There is still some, merits to playing in the pay to play space with Facebook, but right now it looks like the um, oh my goodness, that the down is from 2018 has dropped 67%. in usage, and
Ah,
13% of the marketers indicated that they'll decrease their organic marketing on Facebook, which I think is actually smart. I think that basically organic marketing should be lowered. Paid marketing, if you're gonna if you have any budget at all, paid marketing is still pretty worth it on Facebook. And then what is happening is Instagram is pretty hot. So 80% of marketers have moved from Facebook to using 80% of marketers are using Instagram. So it seems like they've moved sort of their efforts from organic Facebook to organic Instagram. Organic Instagram still has some really good play. It hasn't been decreased as much as the Facebook algorithm has been decreased.
that's interesting.
Yeah,
Did you hear about how I heard on the news yesterday about Facebook and having this list of people that can get away with doing posts, like if you're really famous, or
oh
the
yeah,
leaked
yeah,
list, and how they manage themselves online, and the fact that the people that have the that don't get penalized are people with the greatest number of followers and influence. So when
yeah,
they do sexist posts, or
yeah, for sure.
just, so it's very interesting to hear all about,
Yeah,
hopefully, some
I mean,
changes that'll be coming down the pike.
well, yeah, we've known for a long time that the algorithm is rigged. Like it's rigged, and it's a drag. It totally is a drag because it's not a fair playing ground, and Facebook inherently needs to push content that is sometimes really inflammatory and sometimes including misinformation, just because of the way that it works and that it needs to push itself. So with those kind of controversial posts, Facebook does very well. So it continues to push those controversial posts while it really does censor a lot of marketing stuff, and it censors a lot of smaller people's stuff. It's just not a particular. I mean, it's a private business,
We worked
and they
with
get to
a
do what they want.
Yeah, we worked with a book company, and they launched a book, and the book was quite controversial, right, Phelan? And
Yeah.
it the negative responses and positive responses, like it
Yeah,
just, it blew it up. So even the
yeah.
negative just blew it
Oh,
up. And
and often it is the negative that blows something up. And here's the thing that people need to really consider when they put out a post. I do have a lot of clients that are doing their own work on Facebook, and sometimes the feeling is, oh my God, I got a really bad comment. I'm so embarrassed, I will delete it. And in fact, that's actually the not the thing to do. So the thing to do would be to hide the comment. Keep the comment there because that push is actually going to get your message out further.
hmm,
Um, and then it only stays visible to the poster and the poster's friends. So, and sometimes deleting comments can actually escalate negative feelings because that's when people go and screen cap things and then send them around in a separate thread that you can't see, you can't monitor, you have no idea what's happening. So I don't recommend deleting comments, to be honest, unless they're absolute spam comments, and then those ones can go. But still, all comments help. So the hidey button is really the best option.
always good advice, always good social advice. And I mean, isn't everybody on TikTok? Don't they always say, "Hey, go follow me on Instagram now"? That's
Yeah. So I wonder if that's going to change. I'm not
And
really sure
always.
because they often do that. So influencers will often do that. They because TikTok has small short videos typically. Now that TikTok allows 10-minute videos, I'm not really sure what the strategy is going to be for people if they're going to continue to build their stuff on Instagram. And the women, most women, or there are certain areas like cooking that all goes to Instagram, but there are a lot of dudes on there that are doing tech stuff. They push people to YouTube. So it almost seems quite gendered, but maybe that's just my bias from what I've interacted with on TikTok.
I
But
would say
yes,
gendered more than content appropriate.
yeah,
Yeah, so if you're talking about tech stuff, you're probably doing longer videos, which would be better off on
YouTube,
YouTube.
or in some
And
amazing Facebook
but
group called Cyberpunk
and
Marketing.
Instagram also does long form content. People are putting up 1 hour long videos up there. So it's not, I don't know that it has to do with that. I actually think that it just has to do with the topic that you're discussing and where those people where their audience members tend to stay and spend their time more
And
so than anything.
I have thoughts on the length of video that are posted
of
on
course you do.
Instagram and TikTok, and I'm curious what your thought on it is, Rena, because like
Yeah.
these are social networks typically scrolled on only on your phone. Are you gonna watch something that's more than or up to 10 minutes long?
On
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. So first of all, you can watch the videos on your desktop. That is an option. People tend not to. People tend to use their phones, and an entire demographic is on their phones all the time and not scrolling on their desktop. So yes. Um, how TikTok will do with long format, I'm not really sure because, quite frankly, when I'm on TikTok, and I don't know, Pip, how you feel when you use it. I know you're on it too, but I actually like the short form content.
Me
That's what
too.
I'm there for. So anything that's long, I never watch the end of anyways. I just move along.
Yeah, I move. It's a move on quickly.
Yeah,
It's the scroll where your finger can get a cramp. You
yeah.
know,
I don't even really like the 5 minute videos that people are putting up there. I just get fed up and move on.
I like the good storytellers. That being said, Phelan, time for you. You speak up, man. What's going on?
Uh, So there's, of course, the big announcements with Google and their marketing. A lot of stuff and news coming out for the world of Google Ads. So video, video, video. It's all about the video.
Oh yes,
So you
stories.
well, it's not just stories. There's actually going to open it up to now video ads can run in Google Discovery, YouTube Shorts, as well as app install campaigns can be done with video.
What are YouTube
So
shorts called? YouTube
YouTube
shorts.
Shorts?
Aren't they called? Are they stories? Or there's something? Because we got
No,
reels,
they're
we
called
got
YouTube
stories.
Shorts.
Oh, shorts. Just the
Yeah,
shorts.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
yeah. It's like reels, shorts, stories. They're all kind of like the same concept of let's crib notes from TikTok.
I don't know. You know what's interesting though? I saw a story from YouTube yesterday, and I don't know. It just fit my phone so well. Like it was better than TikTok. Not gonna
Oh,
lie.
really?
Yeah, it just was. It just fit my phone better. I don't know what if that. I don't know. I don't know why. But so is that all the news? I know that in Google Ads, the billings different. So they've updated the whole look of the pages, and yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, they're also changing the global site tag, and it's now becoming called the Google tag, which was the one that you used for doing accurate measurements. They're also doing changes to what is it called? Just conversion lift tests. So you can test incremental conversions based on users and their geographies, as well as your YouTube campaigns can help you with your organic searches on Google and YouTube. So
People,
definitely interesting.
yeah. There's a lot of Facebook advertisers that are moving over to YouTube ads. YouTube ads seem to be really progressive right now and really interesting to learn. So, why does it matter? Because it's getting harder and harder for the business owners, small business owners, to navigate the Google Ads platform. Like, it's unless you want people to Google to steal your money. You want to, I think you want to hire somebody to at least teach you or look at that, right? Because it's pretty intensive now, and so new tags, new ad formats, and there's something called the ads that supposedly have done really well are Performance Max. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, Performance Max is this new type that they've been pushing. I haven't experimented with it, but it basically, from my understanding, it's like smart campaigns on steroids,
Mm.
where it's taking a lot of your content and then just multiplying it across all the various platforms and seeing what works well in which format and trying to maximize your performance. That's kind of the core concept they have.
This is why we need specialists in every area. Like, in all honesty, like I couldn't know what Greg or Rena does, like to the full extent, right? Like, you guys are my resource for certain website things and social things. And on the SEO news front, New algorithm update today. It rolled out. And so in the next 2 weeks, watch your Google Analytics. Those are the words from the above people that are telling us that we're going to see some fluctuation. So this is why, SEO used to be sold like it's an 18-month commitment where that's when you'll start to see major results. But the reality is now, I think, and what do you all think? I think that you need a marketing person who personally has some SEO skills on your team if you're a business owner. What do you guys think of that? I mean, we are marketers. Maybe you'll agree. Yeah.
I of course I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Rena?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. It's a hard crowd to please here, I tell you. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see the changes because the algorithm update just means that searching's going to get better. So I don't know. Have any of you struggled with anything you've searched with? Do you get the results you want when you search on Google every time? Quickly? Anybody?
Typically, I do. I think the only reason why I might not get the results I'm looking for is because I'm searching incorrectly
Mm,
for what I'm actually wanting.
I understand that. You know when you're looking for something and you don't know how to describe it,
Well,
or
yeah,
it's that's a really those are really hard search terms to um try to rank for, because when people don't actually know what they're how to find what they're looking for, they know they're looking for something but they don't know the right words to find the exact thing. I struggled with that when we were looking for somebody to create our Google Ads spreadsheet that we use. It was very hard to find that client. So right. I don't know. Do any of you search on Facebook?
Yeah.
I hate the Facebook search.
Yeah. It is a little bit annoying for sure. I
It
do
is not
like
the drug suit.
I like using it for finding posts that I've already seen. I like that filter a lot because I can find the post that I'm looking for. But other than that, I don't dig it. It's complicated and it pushes very particular content to the top, and it's not what you're looking for. Very rarely is it what I'm looking for.
So yeah, you couldn't call Facebook a search engine, really.
Well, you can, but it's a poor one, and I think that that's why people are using hashtags more than search.
Mm. And Rena, you're in social, so Facebook now is okay with hashtags, right? Do people use
Yeah,
them, like them? Does it work?
yeah. Um, I don't. It's hard to tell because you don't really get a lot of analytics um, for hashtags. I expect that they'll release analytics for hashtags sometime, but it's just so minimal. So, um, and actually, on your post, you have the ability to put a location tag. I find that works really nicely. That can be helpful for a lot of posts. But again, there's no analytics, so I can't really tell how many people are actually doing any searches using those
Mm.
or anything. So I can't answer. I feel like I can't answer that
Yeah, that's
question.
an interesting
But
one. I never tried
yeah,
to and see
so
that in analytics.
yeah, so generally, I like to think of it as maybe I'll do two or three. Maybe I'll do one branded one, one sort of narrow location, organized one, and then one on the topic. Like, so I usually put topic plus place, or I'll look to find a good hashtag for that place. That isn't an obvious one. Like my favorite one in Vancouver is Vancouver is awesome.
Yeah. What do you
And
think of the feelings instead of geo targeting? But you can feel blessed or excited or happy or
oh,
joyful
yeah, I
or
do that. I do that sometimes. It depends on the brand. If the brand is very touchy-feely, then I'll do that. If I'm doing a post on my page and it's really coming from me and I'm signing off as Rena, sometimes I'll put that stuff up so that my personality comes through. But I don't know what that does for your marketing in particular. It does more for your branding, I think, than anything else.
Interesting. Okay, I like that. So, expert in the house, tell ya. Is there any other news updates that we should be aware of that are going to affect our future marketing? Um, I
Yes,
oh,
yes.
Take it away.
So big announcement that also came up. I'm surprised you didn't mention it, Pip. Was the shopping experience in Google is completely changing.
Yes.
So whether it be the organic or the search, that was one of their big focuses as Google is gearing up to do battle with Amazon and the e-commerce search wars.
Ooh, I
And
like
so
that.
what they're
E-commerce search wars. I don't
uh,
know how many people, if you're watching today, I'd love to know, do you search on Google and buy products using Google Shopping, or do you just directly go to Amazon? I personally, because, Amazon kind of bugs me, I search on Google, but I'm a Google person. What about you all here? Rena, Greg, what do you do?
I search on Google.
Okay. Do you hit the shopping
It
tab?
I
it
do have
depends.
a shopping tab, but I find the shopping tab very poorly populated, actually.
Fair.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's still hit or miss for me whenever I use the shopping. I use it for very cursory, but I still do a lot of comparisons, like what's the best blah blah blah, or what's this one versus that one. Kind of
Yeah.
mostly what.
I look for reviews also in when I'm
Yeah,
doing shopping. So
Yeah.
I will look like the last one I did, I found I was looking for an air purifier and I have no idea how to buy an air purifier. And it turns out that CBC Marketplace did a review on air purifiers. So that's the place that I look to, and that's what informed my purchase. So I'm more likely to look for stuff like that.
Ah, interesting.
For
Greg?
Yeah.
me, what I do is, if I'm thinking about buying something, but I don't know what I'm gonna buy yet, I would do a Google search to find the products and research the products. So I would go to Google for that, and then maybe if I found one and it was in the Google product section, maybe I would click on it. But if I knew the product that I wanted to buy, I would just go to Amazon. If I knew what I wanted already, I
Mm,
would probably just go to Amazon and search for that specific product to find that product and see if I can buy it there.
maybe that's, yeah, because I mean, that's why Google's changing things, right? I swear they're like siblings, Google, Facebook, Amazon, and
It
like
is true.
they bicker over like who has more friends or
Who's the golden
Effectively,
child? Who
right,
is the golden child? Which
right.
one are we all going
TikTok's the youngest, right?
to? Yeah.
They're all hip and stuff, with their what I'm like super old with their what is it? Because we did not have this cool term when I was a kid. Um,
TikTok squad.
fire, and lit, dude. Those are some cool slang words, I have to say, right? Yes, yes.
eventually they'll go out of style, just like all of the terms that
Like
we use when we
wicked
were young.
and cool.
That we still use, you
Yeah,
mean?
and a bomb.
Some
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Or
us.
dope choice,
Right.
dope and choice.
So that's a lot of news. So Facebook, Phelan, how is do we know how the shopping is going to change in search? Like, how is it going to change?
so apparently it's all about swipeable. So there'll be like a gallery, and you can swipe
Oh,
through products, and they're gonna
I
have
love
a
swiping.
and just gonna leave that there. And so they're going to be focusing a lot more on making it a bit more interactive. Apparently, that's kind of the focus. And again, that both goes for, they mentioned for both the paid as well. The product feeds are also coming to a shoppable YouTube experience as well.
Ooh,
So again, going back to reviews, that's a really good way as well. If you maybe have an affiliate link, and then you can have promoting products, or you have something yourself and you're kind of showing people how the product works, and then they have a quick link that goes to your shopping experience, and then they can purchase the product there. It
yeah,
definitely leaves a lot of options open to marketers.
right. It's exciting times in marketing. So I mean, there was the Google marketing event on Tuesday, and in all honesty, I try to watch it live, but you really have to sit down and like parse through it to see all the changes because there's the new tag coming out, new advertising experience, and then an algorithm update on search, website major update on WordPress, and then socials just like crazy. I mean, hard to keep up nowadays. Hard to keep up, right? That's all the news, though, right?
For this month.
For this
That's
one,
it. There's no other news. No other news.
That's
No other
it
news.
for our segment.
right? And so, okay, we're pretty much out of time. Who knows what we're talking about next week? I do. Because I put it up. We're talking about tips and tricks to spy on your competition. This is related to SEO because there's different tips and tricks in what you do for social spy on your competition. I'm quite sure. Yeah, so join us next week. I think it's Phelan and
I believe so as well.
Right. And I guess that's it. We'll see you all soon.
Right on.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.